Lychees and longans, delicious Southeast Asian fruit. Will they grow in Northern California? And if they will, how do they compare in their growing conditions? We're going to take a look at that. But first, if you like this channel, hit that like, subscribe button, the notification bell. Comments and questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do my best to get back to everybody with their comments and questions. So let's take a look at my two lychee and longan trees, and we'll do a quick comparison. So as I mentioned, lychee and longan, they grow, originated in Southeast Asia, southern China and northern Southeast Asia. And they are very, let's just call it picky when it comes to their soil and their watering schedule and their fertilizer schedule. Here you see my, 5-year-old, 6-year-old Mauritius Lychee. I've featured it on this channel before, and it's in the state of setting fruit. Now, I wanted to show you guys a comparison. Which tree do I think, lychee or longan? Which one is a easier one to grow in fruit here in Northern California? More specifically, I live in Modesto, California, Zone 9B. So this lychee tree is a Mauritius Lychee, and it's just starting to set fruit. And we'll take a look at this, make sure we can get some real good close-ups. As you can see right here, we've got some fruit setting on here. But if you look at all the flower bases, 90% of the flowers so far have just dropped off, which is kind of disappointing because this tree doesn't produce nearly as many flowers as my longan tree. And here you can see this cluster, it's lost all of the fruit, maybe one or two here and there. But look at that, all the male flowers are all dropping off, and there's not many female flowers. Now, lychees are quite exacting in their requirements when it comes to watering schedule and fertilizer. They really don't like a lot of nitrogen fertilizer in my climate. They do like a lot of potassium, and they do like their soil a little more on the acidic side than, say, longan. Take a look at that. There's a couple little fruit setting. Will they stay? We're not sure because, well, it's not done until they've actually fruited. Because when it comes to lychee, a lot of times I will do everything that I know right and that's worked for me, and then the next year it just doesn't set fruit. I don't know what it is. Whereas, let's see, we've got, they do need, like I said, a somewhat acid soil, slightly acidic. I say 5.5 to 6, and our native soil in my area is closer to 7.5, which is not ideal for lychee trees. Undo this real quick. But yeah, this has set in some fruit, but not a lot. I mean, when you compare the health of the tree and the vigor, why is this thing not producing as much fruit as, say, my longan tree over here does? Well, part of it is the watering schedule. When it comes to watering these guys, they do not like water in the irrigation in the middle of the winter time here in California. They prefer it in the summertime. And well, we can provide irrigation in the summer, but how do we keep the water off during the winter? That's a good question. I haven't quite came up with the answer. I do believe that probably the best way would be to grow them on, like this guy right here, on a raised bed, because then you can actually cover it and it will not get so much moisture in the winter time, and you can start giving it heavy watering in the spring right at the time when it's flowering, because they do need a lot of water when it's flowering. Problem is with this one right here, it's right next to a king palm tree that is just sucking up all the water as fast as I can put it down here. And so This tree, I believe, is not getting as much fruit because I just cannot water it good enough. I put a drip on it day and night trying to get this fruit going, and if you don't get enough water, it will drop its fruit. Now here's my Longan tree, and as you can see, it's just starting to open up flowers. However, 90% of these flowers will set fruit. I mean, it just seems like this guy really does better than the lychee tree that I have. Longans are less exacting with the pH of your soil, less exacting with your fertilizer regime, and less exacting when it comes to the sun and whatnot. So the thing is, this is a Mauritius, a Kahala Longan, and it just does so good for me. It is huge. This tree, oh man, I'm gonna go with it's almost, if you look way up here, that's the top of it. I'm gonna say this thing is very close to 25 feet tall, and it just produces a lot of fruit. So the question is, which is better, lychee or Longan? Well, when it comes to taste, that's subjective, but when it comes to growing conditions, I honestly believe that Longan is much, much more likely to grow and produce fruit in Northern California. I mean, I did get good crops of lychees before I had that darn king palm growing, but once it started taking up all the excess moisture in the spring, it's really hard for me to get enough water for that thing to set a lot of fruit. There we go. So if you like this channel, make sure to hit the like, the subscribe button, notification bell, comments and questions, leave them in the comments section below. I do my best to get back to everybody with their comments and questions. You have a wonderful day.